clear your throat, because real talk is coming first. No fluff, no sugar, just raw truth. Pull up your chair, lock in, and listen close. I'm about to spit this lie out real quick, so we can move on to the receipts. And trust me, they're heavy. But before we dive in, pause and hit that smash subscribe, and share this with somebody who needs to hear it. Don't forget to drop your hot takes in the comments. Now, let's get into the clip. This right here, Tiffany's old neighbor, the mayor himself, Christopher Clark, a sneaky little somebody. Y'all remember his famous line, "Me no trustee, me no trustee." Yeah, him. But check this. Jedediah's back in Harvey stirring the pot, and whenever that happens, buckle up. The drama writes itself. So here's the tea. He sat down for a full interview, and I was locked in live. And listen, not even 5 minutes in, Contradiction City. Straight up lie, caught in 4K. I froze the frame, zoomed right in, and asked myself, would you trust that face? Be honest. Yeah, didn't think so. So come with me down this rabbit hole. That room he's in, it's the courthouse-style setup where he holds his little meetings. Same spot Tiffany used to pull her stunts. He's awful at it, and I'll say it loud, awful. Chris, you're not my mayor, and tonight I'll show you exactly why. Picture this. Regular convo, nothing major. Folks are talking chill, casual. Then out of nowhere, they call him Chris. Yep, Chris. And just so we're clear, that's his real name. That's the guy, the mayor himself. But here's where it flips. This wasn't a slip-up, not confusing him with Mike or Steve. They called him Chris because that's his government name. And now I know what you're thinking. Okay, so what? That's his name. Oh, no. Wait for it. Because this next part, that's where the mask slips clean off. So here he is in this casual exchange. Somebody calls him Chris, and suddenly it's like, how dare you not call me King? Excuse me, sir. King? Your government name is Chris. Laughs. The ego jumped out so quick it almost tripped over itself. Imagine being mad at somebody for saying your real name. The only time that halfway makes sense is if you're a school teacher, setting boundaries with kids. Like, I'm not your buddy, I'm your teacher. That's about respect. Totally different story. But these aren't kids. These are adults. Your own constituents. And you're throwing a tantrum because they didn't stroke your ego? They didn't call you King? That's your name on the driver's license, bro. They didn't call you Zesty. Didn't call you Spicy. Didn't clown you with some random nickname. They called you Chris. What are we even doing here? That neck rolling? That's a stereotype they always pin on black women. So when a man, especially a black man, does it, 9 times out of 10, it's envy. And honestly, it's giving. I wish I had it like her. It's giving. I want that shine, but I can't get it. That's what it's giving. Then he drops this line. I wasn't raised to take that kind of talk. Oh, please. Sir, that's the most country nonsense I've ever heard. You're not bailing hay out here. You're a mayor. Sit down. And don't even get me started on that hand. Because the way that hand kept sneaking into the frame, that hand was snitching on him, screaming, yep, I'm the real star here. That little hand was desperate for the spotlight. Like, look at me, I'm the main character. No, sir, your box on screen is already too small, and somehow that hand still found a way to take over. What is she doing? Sit that hand down before it embarrasses you again. Because real talk, that hand said more about your character than your mouth ever did. And then, here he goes with a line. Freedom of speech ain't free. Lord, here we go again. You know the type? They drop a fake deep bar, then stare at the camera like they just rewrote history. Freedom of speech ain't free. $1 ain't really $1. Yes, it is, sir. Stop lying to yourself. That stare won't make your words profound. Here's the truth. Freedom of speech means a government can't punish you for what you say. It doesn't mean people won't react. Like, I could walk up to you right now and say, you ain't __, and drag your mama 3 different ways. That's freedom. But if you slap me, guess what? That's freedom. 2, you can't undo that slap. That's the part you can't control. And that's the problem. You're the mayor. You're supposed to be above this. But instead, you're itching to put hands on folks who say something you don't like. That hand of yours? Yeah, it's ready to fly, but it's also telling on you. Obama would never. He'd roast you with shade in class. You're just loud, tacky, and insecure. That's not leadership. That's sensitivity dressed up in a suit. And don't get me started on how you treat critics. A woman dares to speak up in your meeting? Boom! Goon squad activated. 8 men dragging her out like she just rushed the Capitol. And when her mom calmly follows. Arrested too, both of them in cuffs. And you still want to tell us you don't silence people? That's a flat-out lie. And I'll say it again, I cannot stand a liar. Then you swore up and down you weren't running for that Thornton Township seat. Lied straight through your teeth. And what happened? Boom! Your name pops up on the ballot anyway. Right there in black and white. That's not strategy. That's fraud. That's gaslighting an entire community. And I don't like it. Not one bit. See, leadership takes standards. It takes composure. It's knowing when to let nonsense slide and when to respond with grace. Instead, you respond with lies, threats, and weak theatrics. And when I said I was pulling up, you hit me with, I'm ready for you. Ready for what, sir? Ready to lock me up? Then you backpedal with, I don't lock people up unless they need to be locked up. That's not a joke. That's a threat. And everybody heard it. Here's the thing about being a public official. It's tricky. The second you clap back, boom, there's a soundbite. And now you're the bad guy. That's the price of the job. It's called self-control. Imagine a kindergarten teacher. Kid kicks you in the shin and you swing back? Nah, you rise above. That's the gig. And that's why people like you should never be mayors. You thrive off chaos, off drama. You don't want leadership. You want power. And honestly, you're terrible at it. Look at this clown. I don't like him, and you can tell why. He swears folks looking the wrong way. Here we go. Now you want to play the I'm just like you card. Contradictions everywhere. Jedediah caught it live, zoomed in right on time. Earlier, he demanded Mayor Chris or Mayor Clark. But on screen, his name pops up as C.J. Clark. Where's the mayor title now? The math ain't matting. And then comes the I'm one of y'all routine. I'm Chris, grew up in Harvey. Emerson Eagles, then Brooks, then Thornridge. Just a regular guy. A regular guy who insists on being called king. His actual words, I'm not asking for much. Just call me king. Are you serious? Just call me king? Sir, flush the whole man down the toilet. This is nonsense. I'm just Chris, a regular dude who wants to be worshipped. You cannot make this up. Then the fake humility kicks in. I was practicing law. People came to me with problems. God bless me, so maybe I should bless others. And then, boom, nothing. That's the whole story. Like, sir, that's not inspiration, that's filler. You mean you're a regular guy who lies about running, arrests critics, and demands worship? Got it. Thanks for clearing that up. And then he tries to wrap it up with, that's why I can relate to y'all. Oh, really? You can relate as long as nobody calls you Chris? Even though your own screen tag literally says C.J. Clark? Pick a lane. Make it make sense. Because right now, none of it adds up. Now he's rambling. I worked in a mill, made steel tubing, sprinkler pipes, drove a forklift. Sir, nobody cares. You're just listing random jobs like this is LinkedIn. You're stalling. But Jedediah, he's locked in. He's not letting you slide out of this one. Every lie, every contradiction, every fake humble flex, it's all out in the open. So if you're tired of leaders like this, people who abuse power, play the victim, and twist truth to fit their ego, don't stay quiet. Share this video. Drop a comment. Let the world know. And most importantly, stay tuned. Because the receipts? Oh, they're coming. And the story? Nowhere near over.